Imagine sailing across the agitated North Atlantic for almost 2 weeks, starting from the Azores heading for mainland Europe. So lots of squalls. We encounter them, every hour, I would say, and they're quite immense, with a big package of wind in them. Being hit by 3 depressions with full force with up to 40 knots of wind speed. High waves, rain, your body constantly shivering, not being used to these cold temperatures.
We just got pretty strong winds, about, I would say, 40 knots. Back in North Atlantic again. Home of shit weather.
The 10-meter sailing vessel you're on is shaken from side to side 24/7. Sometimes less, sometimes worse. Seasickness increases your discomfort. Nonetheless, your partner counts on you. You have to do your watches as it's only the 2 of you. Being off watch, you finally have the chance to recover a bit, lying in the corner of the center of the boat, where the waves are felt least, tucked in with pillows, not to be thrown around the whole time. Sailing is fun, no? This in fact felt like one of our hardest passages, as you have no chance to escape the weather systems. Like a little insignificant cork on the surface of the ocean, we were tossed around by the unstoppable massive waves. Then finally, around 250 nautical miles off the coast of Portugal, the weather calms. And suddenly, you're surrounded by whales for 3 days, day and night. Not being able to calm down while trying to fall asleep after ending your watch. Always expecting a sudden thud below Thula. We seemingly had crossed a whale autobahn going north. What would come next? Find out and enjoy the second part of our crossing.
Ist er verschwunden wieder, ne? Oder ist er da vorne noch?
Ja, das ist aber ein anderer.
Ist in der Gruppe. Sieht irgendwie komisch aus, da hinten ist alles rot.
Ja.
Was ist denn da passiert?
Entweder blutet er oder er hat vielleicht geschissen.
Meinst du, der blutet?
Ja.
Scheiße.
Das ist AA.
Meinst du?
Ich glaube, das war AA, ja? I don't know yet, but maybe it's the first time ever caught on camera. It's whale poop.
We're not sure, but it looks like
But
it.
it looks like,
Maybe.
yeah, just the whale came up from below and yeah, suddenly it was all dark and red. So, yeah, whale poop.
Maybe. We'll have to verify.
Maybe we should take a sample, you know?
Now what do you want to do with it? Bring it to the Guioma? Tell me, which whale did we see on our crossing? Wow, krass. Ai, 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 ai. Ai, 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 anders als wir.
2 Stunden Nord.
Krass. Die sind schon nicht so langsam. Was, jetzt ist er. Genau daneben. Riesentier, ne?
Oh, krass. So I recently downloaded the latest weather forecast, and this is how it looks like. There's a big storm coming in the next 3 days, so hopefully we will be by then in France. So this is the weather forecast for today, and it's Friday, Saturday, and this is where we want to go. This is where we want to go. And here the low pressure is coming Monday night, so gusting about 30 knots, 35, so it's gonna be not really nice.
Saturday, 14th of August, one day prior arrival. This is what we have to get away from. Big low pressure system over the Irish Sea. Slowly turning into the English Channel, and therewith also to the coast of the Bretagne. This morning I spot 8 fishers here suddenly, so we are 111 nautical miles off the coast of France. So there's one, there's one, there's one, and on the other side as well. 1, 2, 3. The sun is so bright you can't really see it, but it's 8 vessels that are around us now, so have to watch out for fishing vessels now. And I guess we've left the whale route. There's no wind really, but it's gonna pick up from behind. So this is, I guess, why they are here. Here we have 4,000 meters, 4,300 meters, and I have these canyons here with a bank that goes up to 800 meters, and I guess that's where the fish are. And here we have the sharp edge, 162 meters. So lots going on here. 12 nautical miles, this zone. So I correct myself. Now it's 28 fishing vessels I just counted.
Hello, soon arriving in France. So yeah, we're just sitting inside and let's run the radar a bit. So this is our radar picture. You can see over here is the big fellow down there. And you see this half moon. That's a radar failure because we are actually catching the X-band signal of the radar, so it's the same frequency, and it's a quite common failure that you see this half moon over there by getting too close to this big one and catching his signal over here. So yeah, normally sometimes it's even a full ring. What you can do is you can go on a setup menu. You can go on setup menu. It's called FTC, and you go on, and then you put the filter a bit more up, and that should reduce the signal failure. So yeah, here you go. So now you see it's clearly just only 1 point more or less. So if you put a filter more up, you could even see it clear. So normally it's always better on a radar to use no filters at all. So this is why I shut them off, because I actually knew more or less the failure, how it looks like, and the fellow is passing us. So yeah, because every time you put a filter on your radar screen, yeah, you might lose some smaller vessels on your radar. So it's always better to use as less filter as possible.
And what kind of filter did you have on right now?
No filter.
No filter at all? Why did it show the half moon?
Because we are catching the radar signal, the X-band radar signal of the big vessel over there. So, and if it's too close, our radar thinks that's his own signal he's sending, the signal from our radar, and then he catches the signal, which is actually not his signal, but the signal from the big ship, and that's why it shows a half circle. Normally it shows a full circle, but yeah, and it depends, of course, on the distance between the two vessels.
Ilja's always happy if I catch 20% of what he's telling me.
So there are two possibilities of going to this port. It's called Labavra, whatever. So yeah, so you can go through the ETC, inshore traffic zone, because you are not, or you should not use the traffic separation scheme. So you can go through we can go through the ETC, or south of Ile de Champs through the passage du Frambeur. But this one in the south we can only use from 4 p.m. to 9, from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. because yeah, then the current will be with us, and the current is pretty strong there. It's about 8 knots. So yeah, so if we manage, we use the passage du Frambeur. Otherwise we go around because the currents are not that strong above here. Yeah, so how to calculate it? We knew high water breast is at 9:26. We just had this information from Jonas' dad. He emailed us, and then we knew that the current starts running 5 hours 15 before high water breast till something around high water breast. So yeah, you just go 9:26, the time for the high water, minus 5 hour 15. You got 4 hours 11 minutes, and it's all in UTC plus 1. Yeah, and then you go until 9:26, and that's the time for the passage.
We'll have to be through, huh?
Yeah.
So we're just filling our last jerry cans of diesel into our main tank, as we've been motoring quite a bit to head to France. 80 miles to go. Yeah, so this is Panama diesel. So you can see this net is already a little broken, but you can see the parts that have got stuck in here. So it's not the best diesel that we got in Panama. So maybe time for another filter change before we arrive in Kiel.
Yay!
Yay! So 80 miles off the coast. You can see that the current has set in, which is pretty strong. So 80 miles off the coast, we have a current of around 3 knots, 2.5, 3 knots. Didn't expect that, but well, yeah, it's gonna change again in around 2 hours, so we should be on the bright side of life again afterwards.
Someone's having a good surf on the coast of Portugal, eh? Ja, ich glaube, das ist schon krass, wenn das hier 3 Meter sind. Auf, wie tief ist das hier? 2000 Meter oder sowas, ne? Und wenn die dann auf 100 Meter treffen, dann können die ja nur noch nach oben. Also kein Wunder, dass da so eine krasse Welle in hier Nazaré und sowas ist. Nein, das ist falsch, ich mach die da oben.
Brasilien, hier schließt sich quasi unser Kreis. Hier schließt sich quasi unser Kreis.
Arriving in cold France after 12 days at sea. On our port side is Ile d'Oisson. And we are taking the South Passage, Passage de Frombeurre. Yeah, we are a bit too late because the current is still going with us with about a half a knot, but in 1 hour it starts turning slowly, and here in the passage it's quite tricky because the current can reach up to 8 knots. So yeah, we should push money a bit.
Was it a good trip, Ilja?
No, it was a bit rough. So it's not like sailing in the trade winds anymore. So you got these low pressure systems coming by every couple of days. So you have to watch out the weather, and we are really slow because of all these souvenirs we packed from all the nice places in the world. So it's really hard for us to sail away from the bad weather. So we got 2 times and pretty strong winds, but Thula did a good job.
And Nani has been sweating, huh?
Nani has been sweating a bit the last day, so keep the engine running for the last 24 hours just to be in time before the next low pressure. Yeah, good so far.
Not only had we finally, after sailing 2 years around the world to French-Polynesia and all the way back, against winds and currents, reached the European mainland again. No. On our heels was a nasty storm we could start feeling after passing Europe's highest lighthouse, the Phare du Stif, that we had visited on the Ile d'Oisson on our way south in 2019. After tackling some stronger turbulences, the Phare de l'Île Vierge revealed itself. Built in 1902, measuring 82.5 meters, this is the highest lighthouse of Europe. What a monument for a welcome. Thanks for following our journey and last big ocean crossing with Thula. It has been a pleasure having you on board until now, at least behind the screen. And you can look forward to some cozy hidden spots we check out with Thula in the rivers and inlets of the stunning Bretagne, as we felt no need for racing home. See you soon!
Da überall, wo die Wellen brechen, ne? Das wird alles trocken.
Ja?
Ich glaube, ich hier segeln lernen. Der kann überall unser Feld segeln.
Hey, Ilja.
Yeah?
I would say we nailed it, huh?
Nailed it! Whoop, whoop.
Just the minutes we entered this river, the gusts came, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, nice and cozy in the harbor. Finally, yeah? 12 days. Good job!
Good job, Thula!
Good job! Nobody went to the top.